Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are going to be talking about this Goldilocks idea that I shared a little bit on the Monday live call. Those calls, again, are on our Facebook group, and they happen at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday. We'd love for you guys to join us over there. If you're like me and a little bit forgetful, you can actually join us right on Zoom, and that will send an email to your inbox when that show goes live, so you guys can actually catch us over there and ask questions in real time. But like I said, we're going to be going over this Goldilocks idea that we brought up on Monday, and this is after you found something that passes our 5-step test, what we call a landing zone, how to know if this is going to be a good place for you to compete and put a shirt here. So I've got 3 different landing zones that we're going to go ahead and look at today, each at varying difficulties to compete on. So this first one, racing a shirt, by how short this keyword phrase is and how many results we're seeing here, this is going to be a hard place for us to compete against because, one, there's a ton of competition, but also because of just the different types of designs that we're seeing here. It's not like this customer is coming here with a really one design in mind. They're here just to shop for different things that might catch their eye. There's not one color scheme that we're seeing working or one saying that we're going to see that's working a lot here, or even like really a certain type of graphic or icon on a shirt that's really popping out. All of these are quite varied and just lots of different people coming here for lots of different reasons. So it's going to be hard for us to pinpoint exactly what these customers want here, thus making the shirts that we would design need to be a lot more creative, and we'd have to really dig in and find out more about these customers. But instead of doing that, usually what we do is we just move on from these landing zones and start looking for another. An example of that in kind of the same niche would be this drag racing flag shirt. So the keyword phrase is a bit longer, meaning that we're going to get a bit more specific shirts when we come here, but the problem that you start to see here is that there's a lot of repeating shirts or exactly the same type of shirt, so it doesn't give us a lot of room to create something new and use our own creativity and take inspiration from what's already here. All those things we want to be doing when we're creating our own designs. It's going to be really hard to stand out here because a customer typing in this exact keyword phrase is going to want this exact type of design, or at least that's what the customers and Amazon is telling us. So Amazon's not going to give us a lot of freedom to trying to crack into this top 10 because customers are already typing this exact phrase in and finding the exact thing that they're looking for. And that's not really helpful for us. So we, again, would just move on to a different area. And so for this last example, we're going to look at quad racing shirts. Again, slightly longer than the first keyword phrase that we looked at, but this passes our 5-step test. There's not a lot of competition here, and this is a good place for us to look because if we kind of look at the 3 things that I'm always looking at when I come to these landing pages, which is the type of colors they're using, the sayings, and the icons, we start to see some patterns forming here, letting us know that there's a certain customer base that's coming here that we can maybe cue in on and make a design for. So if we go back to that Goldilocks metaphor, this is kind of the perfect place for us to be putting a shirt. There's not too much competition, but we have found where we know what customers are kind of looking for. So just quickly glancing over this landing zone, we can start to see that this icon of a quad bike or a 4-wheeler with somebody riding it is very popular and is selling really well here, which is an indication to us that we should be using that same thing in our design. Now, we're not going to be stealing any of these designs. We don't want to use the same exact quad bike and someone writing it, but when we do make our own design, that's something that we can create for ourselves or find an icon for over in Spark, as we've been teaching on a lot about this last month. As for sayings, you can see there's a lot of flexibility here. There's not just one saying that's completely dominating the space. So we have some freedom there to check out some of these, see if they rank for a trademark. We don't want to use anything that is trademarked, but we could also come up with our own saying and try it out here as well. Because again, a customer typing in this exact keyword phrase is not necessarily looking for, just one specific saying on the shirt, but what they are looking for is this quad bike and racer. And the last thing that we look at is the color. And again, color here is pretty varied, but we're seeing that the white designs on black shirts are selling best. So that's probably what I would use. The 2 things that I would really hone in on when I'm making my own design, make sure there's a quad bike racer, with an actual person on it, and that it's going to be on all white design on a black or dark shirt when we actually make that listing. You can try throwing in some yellows or the red, white, and blue here, or this orange, but we're seeing a lot more of just all white design sell here, so that's what I would cue in on and use for my own design. So my last video, I actually showed off how I would make a design for this page in that quick, under 10-minute listings that I'm trying to show you guys that it is possible to do print on demand and focus on speed and get those listings up. So if you guys want to see how I would actually create a design here and upload it to merch, you can definitely check out the video linked in the description below, which is from Tuesday. And we're going to keep talking about this idea of how to find good places to put shirts and the types of designs and what should be going into your listings as we move forward. So please come join us over on Facebook. That's where we're doing those live calls every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're talking about this exact topic. But until next time, we'll see you guys around.